Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we have another special guest. She's a senior to me and we have a similar background in that we are both foreigners but attended medical school in the Philippines. And after graduation, she went for GMC registration and that's what we'll be talking about on today's video. So let's welcome Kim. Hi Kim.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you
Um,
for having
so
me.
Yeah. So since you went through the GMC registration quite recently, and I'm sure a lot of people have questions concerning it, could you discuss with us what are the current requirements for GMC registration at the moment?
Okay. Yeah, so GMC registration will vary depending on where you go, but I'll just talk about the couple of requirements that I had to go through. So, number one is we have to prove our knowledge and skills. So, we need to pass the PLAB exam, and PLAB exam requires two steps. So, the first step was basically a multiple choice question, and the second step is a clinical scenario or an OSCE based exam. So, once you pass those steps, you can then move on and apply for registration. But
Mm-hmm.
even before PLAB exam, you need to have an evidence of English,
Okay.
knowledge in English. So basically, you need to pass OET or the IELTS exam,
Okay.
which I'm sure is same as the US as well. I think you need IELTS and OET as well, right?
OET, yeah.
Yeah. So after after passing OET and IELTS, then you can apply for the GMC registration number, and then you can take the PLAB one and PLAB two exams.
Mm.
And once after that, once you're done with OET or IELTS, and once you're done with PLAB, then you can apply for the GMC registration.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of things that they need is number one is of course the passport or your scanned copy of your passport, and the second is you need to have an acceptable primary medical qualification.
Okay.
So in order to check if your medical or overseas medical primary medical qualification is acceptable,
Uh-huh.
just check it on their website.
Okay.
You need to verify this with Epic as well, and after that you need to provide an evidence of internship, or maybe in other countries that's called house job.
Okay.
So they need to provide dates of rotation. So there's a paper or like a format that the GMC provides. You can easily search that online, like
Mm-hmm.
evidence of internship GMC,
Mm-hmm.
and they can search the dates that they need for the rotation.
Okay.
And once you submit that, GMC will then email your year level coordinator for validation as well.
Okay.
And
Wait.
after the yeah.
How about for those people who did not go through internship in the Philippines after they graduate? Like, what are options for them? Can they still GMC registration?
Yeah, they still need to provide evidence of internship. So they still need to get like verification from each of the departments, I guess. Yeah.
So they do need to go under. They need internship.
Yeah, they need it's so probably for the ones who didn't graduate, who didn't
Internship.
have internship before graduation, maybe they can use the clerkship one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just as long as actually what's important here is
Uh
that
huh.
the year level coordinator will
Okay.
reply to GMC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the evidence of internship, it's like a paper. It's a paper, and there are tables where you just have to fill in the dates,
Okay.
like rotation, all the IM surgery and all that.
So if you
Yeah.
have clerkship, then you can
Yeah.
use that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they won't know whether that's clerkship or internship. Just make sure that you write over there the dates properly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Of the
because
rotation.
technically internship will count as once they graduate, internship will count as their first job, right? So
Mm.
that can be part of the CV already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So as long as you can provide that you have done your house job or internship, or then you can just use that and submit that to GMC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And but just to be sure, you can also ask like seniors who have graduated from that school as well, because
Mm,
sometimes it differs again.
per school,
Because like
right?
I noted for Epic verification, the World Medication Association list.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I think like some schools are not listed there.
Okay.
So yeah,
So just they have
yeah,
to make sure that
you
their
have to
school
double
is
check.
listed there.
Oh, and also on the GMC website,
Mm-hmm.
I think they also listed like one school from the Philippines, like UERM. Yeah,
Oh.
like emailed them before they apply for registration. So that I'm not quite sure why.
Oh, so if you are from URM, they have to email
Email GMC first.
GMC. Oh,
Yeah,
interesting. Okay.
yeah,
I guess that's good to know, especially for those who will be applying from URM.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And apart from the evidence of internship, okay, you need to provide a 5-year activity record. So in the GMC website itself, you're gonna input like the specific dates. Like they can't be breaks longer than 2 months. So even if you have resting period within that 5 years, it's okay to put in, but you just put like holiday. But it's important to not leave any gaps within those dates. So it's a 5-year record of what you've been doing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then the last is this is a not required for all
Mm-hmm.
certificate of good standing.
Okay.
So this is only required if you're registered in a medical licensing body. So in the Philippines, PRC.
Okay.
Okay. So like me,
You
I
didn't have
didn't
to.
submit. Yeah, I didn't submit the certificate of good standing, and my reason was that I just stated in the email certificate of good standing is not required for me as I'm
Okay.
not registered in any medical licensing bodies, and they
Okay.
didn't ask further questions.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
At least.
And then the last was ID check, but this
Mm-hmm.
was done during the PLAB 2. So that's what they do now. Before taking the PLAB 2 exam, since you have to appear live to the GMC, they'll just
Uh-huh.
take your picture and you're done with ID check. So you don't have to go
Oh.
there anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's convenient. I guess it's pretty fast.
hmm So basically that's it for GMC
The
registration.
registration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and the price is 156 separate from all
The
the things
exams.
yeah, all the exams.
Another fee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess
another
there's
fee.
always a fee for each
Yeah.
step. Yeah. So I guess my next question to you would be when you were taking the PLAB, how was your experience and how did you prepare for it? And any advice to those who will be taking it soon?
Yeah. So as I'm from ASMPH as well, we graduate in August, and the board is in September, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was, since I didn't have to prepare for boards, I could have done the September exam, but I think I had some visa issues or whatnot, and that's why I
Okay.
took the November PLAB, but I didn't get the November. Like I was running out of the PLAB 1 dates as well, so I think
Mm-hmm.
that's why I took the November instead of the September PLAB. Yeah,
Okay.
so I took the November PLAB, and I decided to just self study, to be honest, because I noticed that there were a lot of mock exams readily available online,
Online.
and there was Plabable as well. Yeah, I just made a schedule on my own. I
Okay.
made sure that I started reviewing in September, and then I made a schedule just to study per subject, and I made sure I practice questions daily as well. Yeah,
Okay. So how
but
long
all I
did
did
it
was
take
self
you?
study.
Like an intensive study period of how long?
Like 2 months, September and October, because my exam was early November. Yeah, so
November. Okay.
September, October was intense, full on studying. Like my schedule was pretty tight. It was a daily,
Okay.
yeah,
And then you
daily
took it
study.
in UK?
No, funny story.
Okay.
I took it in Johannesburg.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because there are specific locations that you can take PLAB 1, right?
Yeah, yeah. There are many
Different
locations
countries.
where you
Uh-huh.
can take. So since I ran out of the UK
Okay.
location,
Yeah.
the only ones available were Nigeria, Ghana, and then Johannesburg.
Okay.
So I really wanted to take the November PLAB, so I
Uh-huh.
decided, okay, why not just take Johannesburg and plus some tourist destination
Activity.
to look at
Yeah.
for vacation as well.
Okay.
But what's good about it is I actually met a couple of Filipinos there as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So you made
they're from
connections.
Baguio. They
Oh,
graduated from Baguio,
yeah.
and we took our PLAB 1 exams together, and we
Mhm.
also had a safari tour together the next day.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. And what's
Oh.
good is we're still friends up to today. They just had
Oh.
their they had their GMC registration uh, a month before I did. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Even in that like far away country, you guys
Yeah.
kind of
So
nice.
it really just it's a matter of good planning.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's difficult to plan nowadays because
Mm-hmm.
for PLAB 1 days is there is no dates available in
This
the
year.
website. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on to PLAB 2. So I know that you went through this process through the pandemic, so you had some like unique experience as well. So how was your
Yeah.
PLAB 2 experience after the PLAB 1, and how did you prepare for it? And yeah, how did it look like?
Okay, so PLAB 2, I originally wanted to take it in March.
Mm-hmm.
So I flew there around February, I think, and yeah, probably early February because I joined an academy.
Okay, in
And to
UK,
join
right?
an yeah, in the UK. So
Mm-hmm.
to join an academy, you usually just like email the academy and then they'll give you the payment details and you have to attend it like I think around a month before or like a month before because it takes 15 days for the live classes.
Okay.
But what happened to me was when I flew there, it was Feb. I joined the academy. I was going through the live classes, and it was on the 10th day, UK
Okay.
declared lockdown.
That was February 2020, right? Last year.
Yep, yep.
Oh my
Feb
gosh.
2020, and then all this COVID pandemic started happening, and then I was in the middle of it.
Oh my gosh. So what
Yeah.
happened? Wait, so were you stuck there because of the lockdown or?
So yeah, so before I got stuck, thank
Mhm.
God Indonesia was still open at that
Okay.
time. I decided like I was trying to be optimistic, like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna go home yet. Man, probably I'll just wait it out and get another date.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because the
eventually,
exam
hmm,
got canceled, right?
yes.
Okay.
So on the 10th day of my live class,
Okay.
GMC just announced that we're canceling March, April, and I think up to June exams. So
Wow.
all of our exams got canceled, and
Okay.
then yeah, it was just such a disbelief because I was there already.
Yeah, and you were
Yeah.
already in the day 10 of the
Mhm.
review and gonna
Yeah.
take it. Yeah.
And my friends, remember my friends from that I met in Johannesburg, they were there as
Yeah.
well. So their
Oh.
exam was their exam got canceled the day before.
Oh my
So it
gosh.
was such an experience for them. I think I saw one of them crying.
Oh, because they were ready to take it already and be
Yeah,
done
it
with
was
it
literally the
the
next
day
day.
before. Oh my gosh.
The next day. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So after that cancellation, I didn't finish the live courses.
Okay. Did
And
the
then
academy give you guys like refund or like a choice to? Oh my gosh.
nope, no refunds. Even the ones that I was taking the live course with, so my other classmates, they had
Uh-huh.
to book the accommodation from the academy. They booked
Mm-hmm.
it for like months or a couple of weeks, and none of them got refunds
Oh my gosh, that's
up to today.
wow. That's
Yeah.
really not nice of them, but
Well, yeah. I mean,
oh,
that is just one academy.
okay.
It's probably different in other academies.
Okay.
We can't compare if it's the same for all. But in my
Okay.
academy, that
That's what
and
happened.
maybe if people are wondering, I joined the common stations.
Comma stations?
Yeah, common stations.
Oh, okay. Is there a list of just a few academies that you would name or
Yeah,
would recommend?
I think the top two would be Swami and Aspire.
Okay.
And yeah, probably the third is probably common station, but it really depends where you want to stay during your review
Review.
because
Okay.
Swami is in Manchester,
Okay.
common station Inspire is in London. But nowadays,
Oh.
to be honest, if I had to look back in my experience,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably just book an academy for the sake of practicing the mannequins and a sim man, which is like a simulated mannequin,
Okay.
because there's so many online courses available now. Yeah,
Oh, so you mean like you think online would be enough?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. And you
For
won't have to
people
fly.
because it's hard to travel nowadays, especially from
Okay.
the Philippines.
Okay.
So you can just take an online course.
Uh-huh.
I know that Aspire is providing it. I know that Swami is providing it, and Common Station is actually providing it now. Yeah, it started
Oh.
with my batch, like
With all the
because uh,
pandemic problems
yeah,
happening.
so we still had 5 days, right?
Okay.
After the cancellation on the 10th day, we still had 5 days remaining, and
Okay.
the um, Dr. Hamed, which is the head of the academy, he
Mhm.
decided that okay, we'll have those 5 classes as online sessions.
Online.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
However, since I booked my March to July, I
Okay.
decided to take the online sessions in between those dates. GMC canceled the remaining dates of the PLAB 2 exams for the entire year
Oh my
last year.
gosh.
Yeah, so even the rebooked exam in July got canceled.
Oh wow. So when did you come back then to Indonesia? Like which month?
I think end of probably mid March. Yeah, probably mid March
Okay.
before went to complete lockdown. Yeah, I think mid March.
Oh.
Yeah, because mid March, what happened was I'm trying to because what I'm trying to do is forget all those salty memories.
Oh, like the shocking
Yeah,
lockdown and you're like canceled and like
yeah, and then
another
canceled again.
canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I went back mid March because I thought my exam was still in July. I wanted to save up on accommodation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing anything there.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was on lockdown. So I decided to go
Yeah.
back and then but at that time I already rebooked for July.
Okay.
When I was back, GMC announced that all the
Cancelled.
exams throughout the year will be canceled.
Mm.
Yeah. So throughout that time when I was back here, it
Mm-hmm.
was basically like a stagnant period
Mm.
because we didn't know when they were gonna reopen dates. I
Yeah.
think this was during the month of April, May, and April, May, June. Yeah, April, May, June was a month of where people just felt lost.
Yeah. And like, what do I do now? What's the next
Yeah.
step? Do I
What's
just keep on waiting? Things like that. So
exactly.
when did you
And
eventually book for your PLAB 2 eventually?
so miraculously, GMC finally set up posted online regard an update on when they were gonna release dates, and
Okay.
this was I think around the month of May or June. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
quite sure, but I think it was May or June. They finally said, okay, we're gonna release dates
Mm-hmm.
uh, next month. We're gonna release date on August,
Yeah.
and people can have access to this. I think on the month of May or June. So they start opening dates August, but this was a trial because they started holding up socially distanced PLAB too.
PLAB 2.
I think I had a couple of batchmates from my academy who took it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was basically since it was trial, so they didn't really know how to approach it right.
Okay.
So it was basically like shotgunning the exam because they didn't know what changed or
Uh-huh.
whatnot. Yeah.
Wow.
So during that trial period, I think, but I know that people still passed. I think it
Okay.
was a higher passing rate.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
good. That's nice. I
because
guess
I
because
think
it
they
was a
needed
trial
doctors.
period.
Yeah, from all the cancellation of exams, and throughout that month there were no IMGs, right?
Yeah.
So I think they had a higher passing rate.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. And then eventually, after that trial period, it got even worse during that time, right? So
Mm,
I finally decided, okay, maybe I'll just delay my exam until
it's a little
2021.
stable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking of taking it at the end of 2020,
Uh-huh.
but then I got convinced by my family just have some time here in Indonesia. And it's like, okay, fine, I'll just stay.
Mm, yeah, family
Yeah.
time is
Yeah, family time.
nice during this time. Yeah.
Yeah, so 2020 dates were more regular after GMC was able to adapt to the
Mm-hmm.
corona situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there although that the PLAB 2 seats were declining drastically because they I think they cut down a lot of seats for this socially PLAB 2 exam. I think from around 60 to now around like 30s, like half of it got
Oh,
cut. So that's why PLAB 2 seats are really hard to get by.
right now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they
Okay.
cut down a lot for this socially distanced exam.
And so you took it this year?
I took it this year. I decided to rebook. So they did it in phase. Like they made sure the people who had their exam canceled like during this period of month will have priority in terms of booking.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was part of the prioritized group.
Okay.
So I booked my date for Jan, or is it Feb exam, Feb 2021 exam. I booked
Okay.
it in November, or I booked it in October, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So you did your preparation again during that
Yeah,
time.
but it's mostly self study already.
Oh, okay. Since you already
Yeah.
had those 10 days
I
before.
had those online session, and then I had the live class. So I just decided, okay, I'll just self study for this time.
Uh-huh.
And the academy already mentioned that once I'm back in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
they were open at that time, and we can use their props or their mannequins.
To practice.
Yeah, to practice.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice.
It was a long journey. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I remember it was a struggle, but at least you're done with all those two exams already. They're out
Yeah.
of the way, and now you're like, you came all this way, like, and you're here now. So
Yeah. Well, now that we're bringing it up that regarding the journey, I went through a lot. I just realized.
yeah, you did. You definitely did.
Oh, but PLAB 2 exam, it's important to, although I'd self studied,
Mm-hmm.
it's important to have study partners
Mm-hmm.
because since in an OSCE based,
Mm-hmm.
it's important to practice like around 5 to 10 stations daily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With other
And
people.
just make sure that you review all cases that might come out in PLAB 2.
Uh-huh.
It's all available online.
The cases.
Yeah, the cases.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just have to practice around 5 to 10 stations daily with a couple of study partners. Well, you can stick to one, but it's
Mm-hmm.
important to get a grip on how other people from other nationalities like react. So that you can practice good communication skills. But us from the Philippines, like we are known, well, medical school. I mean, like we're both not from Philippines,
Okay. Yeah.
but yeah, but having being like used to how Filipinos are and
Mm-hmm.
how we used to talk to patients, we technically have good communication skills.
Okay.
So that's a plus point for us. Yeah.
Mm, that's nice.
Because for PLAB 2, they grade us in three different categories: data gathering,
Uh-huh.
management, and interpersonal skills. So, data
Oh.
gathering is basically the history taking physical examination part.
Mm-hmm.
Management is how you will manage the case. And then the
Mm-hmm.
third is interpersonal skills,
Interpersonal.
basically good communication skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to get all those points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I guess like you pretty much went through my next question of the challenges you encountered through going
Oh,
through the journey
yeah.
during this pandemic because of all the changes and how
Yeah.
you dealt with them. I think you dealt
Mhm.
with them pretty well and adjusting to the changes and eventually getting to take the exam. Um,
Yeah.
is there any other challenge you want to mention or share?
Yeah. So nowadays, since the lockdown in the UK is easing out, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's going to be different again for the ones
Mm-hmm.
who will take the exams now. I can't really predict what challenges might come ahead, but probably it still will be a Hunger Game situation when it comes
Yeah.
to booking PLAB 2
Booking.
dates. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Because
both PLAB 1 and PLAB 2, right?
yeah, both PLAB 1 and PLAB 2.
Okay.
So make sure to time yourself accordingly because the expiration date for OET and IELTS is only 2 years.
Yeah.
So since the journey will be longer for most for the GMC people nowadays, just make
Uh-huh.
sure that you don't take your exams too early or
Oh,
else you
okay.
have to take it again. Yeah. So just remember that OET analysis has a expiration date for only 2 years.
Mm.
But it's also a case to case basis because sometimes people can email the GMC and say that they would like to extend their validity for OET and IELTS.
Oh, nice. So it works if
Yeah,
they
it's a
do
case to
email.
case basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And okay. So after since you've been through a lot, and I also wanted to ask things you are grateful for despite the challenges, if any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So throughout this journey, I'm sure a lot of people will get easily disheartened by how long the process will be and the expenses that they have to spend,
Mhm.
because traveling back and forth, visa, exams, and accommodation and all that, it can be quite disheartening. And
Mhm.
also the delay, I think for me that was the most disheartening part.
Yeah,
But
the
I
wait.
think
Mhm.
yeah, the wait is just made such an agony in my life. But out of all this, I think staying positive and staying focused on what your goal is.
Mhm.
And my goal is finally to be able to get a get into the training program in
Mhm.
the UK. So I think staying positive, having that goal in mind,
Mhm.
can help you throughout this long journey. And you have to think that there's always a light at the end of the rainbow. So what I did was
That's right.
I didn't take this delay as a setback.
Okay.
What I did was I took advantage of the setback
Okay.
and made sure to improve my CV. Sorry, so I had to make sure that I knew what GMC is looking for. I mean, not GMC. The training posts are looking for. So your
Mhm.
portfolio has to be in a certain manner. So
Mhm.
what I did was during this delay, I just worked on my CV to gain more points, and
Mhm.
I think that's what a lot of people nowadays can do. Instead
Mhm.
of worrying of the delay and not doing anything, just look on what training program that you want to go into, and then
Yeah.
improve your CV. Yeah.
Mm.
And of course, at the end, throughout this, despite all the challenges, I get to spend quality time at home with friends and family.
Yeah, that's I guess one of the biggest pros, I guess,
Yeah.
getting to spend time with family more during
Yeah.
this time, especially for
Yes.
foreigners like us, like
Yes.
who's
Yes.
been away for the longest
Oh,
time, right? For med school and
exactly.
everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good to be
So
home.
yeah, I agree to that, like 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my next question is, I guess yeah, things are changing rapidly, but what are the changes that there were the past few years that are
Mm-hmm.
important to take note of by
Okay.
people
Yeah.
who will be applying?
So things that are always changing are the dates, and how the exams are taking place. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, you just need to check the GMC website for the most recent updates on the COVID situation with PLAB exams.
Mm-hmm.
So just make sure that you check the GMC website every now and then, because they will release their news over there.
Okay.
So that's what I noticed. You can't really predict when they're going to release updates.
Yeah.
So just keep on checking every now and then, because they will release PLAB dates randomly, to be honest.
Mm.
I don't see any pattern, and they don't share why they release those dates or how,
Mm-hmm.
but they just take note, they just note it down on their website that these times things are changing, rules are changing, travel restrictions are changing.
Mm-hmm.
So just make sure to be updated with the GMC website.
Okay. Yeah, actually same also with USMLE and ECFMG. They don't announce like we'll announce it by this time, but they just saying that please check our websites every now and then to,
Yeah.
get updated because
Yeah.
they will just like suddenly release news on something and you have to be just constantly checking
Yeah.
for updates. Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to share. Like, I think one skill that you need to develop during this period
Mm-hmm.
of time changing is just be adaptable. Just try to adapt to the situation, and it's okay that if your plan A doesn't work out, just make sure you have a plan B, C, D.
Mm. Very important advice. Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Mm.
So now that you're done with PLAB 1 and PLAB 2
Oh,
and
thank God.
those exams, yeah, I'm so happy for you. And
Thank you.
what are your current plans and trajectory in your journey?
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you're done with all that process, and now that I'm fully registered with the GMC, the
Mm-hmm.
next step is stepping foot in the NHS. So your first job.
Mm-hmm.
So with this pandemic, it's also harder in the job application process.
Okay.
I know that a lot of you might hear that there are so many jobs available, or the NHS is looking for doctors, but you have to think that there are so many applicants because
Mm,
everyone got delayed. There are so many applicants just like
applying.
applying. yeah, from all over the world. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's harder to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I think I've applied to, I think almost more than 100 probably of jobs.
Wow. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and right now I had a couple of interviews. I just had an interview actually last night,
Nice.
and it's looking good, I think. So
Hey.
let's see how it goes.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so right now it's just keep on applying
And
to jobs through
interviews.
the NHS website and track jobs. I think
Oh,
those
okay.
are yeah, two
When did you
websites.
start applying?
I started applying right after I got my registration because I wanted to apply before my registration. I think I tried applying one or two without having without having my registration, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, obviously it's not successful because if you have to think about it, the competition is high, and
Uh-huh,
there
because
are
there's so
so
many
many
applying.
IMGs. Yeah, there's so many IMGs with their registration on hand, and they can't travel, or a lot of issues playing
Mm-hmm.
here or and whatnot. So I think just apply once you get registered.
Okay. So
Yeah,
this
so that's what
year,
I did.
after you were done with your, excuse me, PLAB 2 in
Mhm.
February, you started applying in March,
Yeah, I think no, I think I got registered in late March, so probably that. Yeah, late
April,
March.
around
Yeah,
early
yeah,
April.
April, around April, I think. Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah,
then you applied to more than 100 jobs and then you're getting interviews now, right?
yeah. Getting interviews nowadays. Yeah.
Okay. And like, how do you find out whether you get the job or not? Like after the interviews?
Yeah, they're actually pretty active. You just have to check your emails, and
Okay.
they'll actually let you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they let you know personally, and yeah, the application process is not that hard. Getting the interview is hard because you have to apply to a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
once you get an interview and once it's a go, the
Uh-huh.
process will be easy.
Faster.
Yeah,
Okay. So it's great that you already had interviews. It's kind of
yeah,
exciting.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a long process. I think the GMC registration was also a long process. It usually it would take like around a week, but
Mm-hmm.
now with every so many applicants, I think it would take around, like, I think, let's say 2 to 4 weeks.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything's taking longer,
yeah.
huh?
Even the results took, like, I think around 3 to 4 weeks as well.
Okay. So I guess
So
people have to be patient
yes, just be
with the
patient.
process.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm sure that us, everyone who graduated in the Philippines, like, we're used to a fast pace, like after graduation, residency, and then after residency,
Uh-huh.
fellowship, right? But with this, just be patient.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, good things will eventually come on its own.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Just
Yeah,
have faith. Yeah.
that's true. Agree, agree. Okay,
Mhm.
so thank you so much for sharing all your experience.
Mm.
And um, this is my last question, and it's gonna be advice to medical students planning to pursue this journey. Although you already shared so much with us, what would be your key advices to them
Mhm.
who's looking into going to UK for GMC
Yeah.
registration? And yeah.
Okay, so number one is make sure that you are prepared for a longer journey ahead,
Mm-hmm.
because times are changing. But I can't say in the next 2 years, maybe it's going to be easier or it's going to be faster. But while we are still in this pandemic, just prepare that it's going to be a longer journey
Mm-hmm.
for most of you guys, because PLAB seats are difficult to get by.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously travel restrictions. Philippines is a red listed country. It's harder for you guys to travel to the UK.
Yeah.
And then I know that I'm sure a lot of the clerks and interns nowadays, they are experiencing online clerkship, online
Oh
internship,
yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
But don't worry, guys, because GMC, if you don't report this to GMC, or if no one asked or no one emailed, they
Whether it
don't
was online
know.
or not.
Yeah. They do, who don't know. They don't keep track on who are having online or live clerkship and internship, right?
Okay.
Just make sure you fill out the evidence of internship form,
Uh-huh.
and then once you submit that to the GMC, once you insert your dates of internship,
Uh-huh.
they will just have to validate it with your year level coordinator. And your year level
Oh.
coordinator, just make sure, well, in my time, it was Dr. Gatapia, right?
Okay.
So I'm quite close with her. So
Okay.
she just replies to GMC as soon as she got an email from GMC, which,
Mm.
what do you call that? Which fastened the process.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's really good advice. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't worry, guys. Don't worry about the online thing. Just make
Uh-huh.
sure you fill out the evidence of internship form. Fill out your dates. Fill out the
Mm-hmm.
rotation dates and
Mm-hmm.
submit it, and you're good to go. So don't worry too much on that. Yeah.
Okay.
And since it's a longer journey, make sure that you just since for Filipinos they can get PRC registration, right? PRC
Yeah.
license. Just get clinical experience after graduation,
Mm.
because a setback for me was that since my delay was longer, I'm out of clinical practice longer,
Yeah.
and
Same
I'm
here.
unable, like me and you, right, Sarah? We were
Mm-hmm.
unable to have clinical experience.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe advice for other medical students who are able to get their license, just get clinical experience. Clinical
Moonlighting, right?
experience, yeah, like those moonlighting jobs, moonlighting posts. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can
I
do
totally
that.
agree.
Yeah, while improving your CV, like getting teaching positions like in ASMPH or at your alma mater teaching position, and also probably management or quality improvement studies. Yeah, those are the things that you can do after graduation.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Wow, those are super high yield information. I'm sure like all the people who were doing online internship were like having a lot of questions on that because
yeah.
it could be
Mhm.
it could be challenging. But yeah,
Mhm.
thank you so much for um, being with us here today. I super appreciate your time and sharing your knowledge with us today. I'm sure a lot of people gained so much insight through the journey you had, this challenging journey. But you're almost there, right? You're almost at the end of
Almost
the
there.
tunnel.
Just a little
Yeah.
bit
So
more. Yeah.
I'm excited for you already, and I look forward to what is in store for you in the
Thank you.
upcoming days. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
So
you,
thank
Sarah,
you
for
so
having
much for
me.
today. Yeah.
Yeah. Glad
All
that I
right.
can help in some ways or whatnot. Yeah.
All
And
right.
if anyone has questions, they can just ask ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Sarah.
yeah.